Assalamu alaikum and hello. By now I think we've all watched or heard of the Tinder swindler on Netflix. If you haven't already watched it, please go watch it and then come back to this video because I think it will be very eye-opening for you. So, how did he do it? Firstly, we have to understand and really compassionately understand that it is very easy to get swindled when your emotions are on a high and overriding your intellect and your thought processes. Obviously, it takes time to get to that, and he fully invested in his predatory behavior. So he knew exactly how to get a woman to the point where she's no longer thinking straight. She's now thinking solely on emotion, and that is the way that she justifies to herself it's okay to take out copious amounts of bank loans from all of these credit and loan lending facilities. So how did he do it? The first way is that he when they match on Tinder, he immediately replies by text or responds to them, gets their number and starts to engage with them over text, and progresses things quite quickly onto a date. So he knows that women do not like texting forever and wasting time over text, and the only way to truly gauge a guy's interest and if he is invested in getting to know her seriously and not just as entertainment on his phone, then he's going to progress from a text to a date very quickly, which is what he does like a dream. He keeps his word. He shows up in all of his brand name dripping glory on this date, and of course the first is a coffee date, which I don't agree with, but we'll discuss that in another video. But there's other dates, the other extreme, which is ordering everything on the menu. That is overkill, and watch out for that. Watch out for coffee dates and watch out for overkill. The second thing is he flexes a lot. From his online branding portfolio, his marketing portfolio on Tinder, where he markets himself as this billionaire son, and of course is dripping in all sorts of trinkets, from expensive watches to his private jets to his Bentleys to his brand name clothing, everything. All of that is set to lure in women who will never suspect that this guy is actually broke and that he steals. He makes himself look so financially comfortable that it couldn't possibly be true that this man actually isn't who he really is. The third way, besides flexing, isolation. So, number one mistake that the first girl made is she went straight from a first date, coffee date, to accepting to travel with him on his private jet. Immediately, that's like a rat cheese trap. In you go, you're gonna get snared. And you do not go on a follow-on date immediately after the first date, meaning you do not do back-to-back dates. Like, now we're going for dinner, then we're going to movies, then we're going for dessert. That's just overkill. You need to space them out piecemeal and gradually allow them to flow naturally, 1 to 2 times a week, but not in one date, in one day. Go from having coffee in the initial meeting, then to go traveling with him on his private jet. That is a progression that is too rapid, it's unnatural, it's inorganic, and there's something fishy from the get-go. So watch out for those guys who want to rush things from one transition to the next and are not taking things, in Zulu we say gashle. They're not taking things easy and relaxing into it and allowing it to flow naturally. Okay? If it feels like an expedited, unnatural rush to a goal, that's because there is an agenda. The fourth way that he gets women into his trap is by social proof. So everyone at the Ritz-Carlton or the Mandarin Oriental, whichever of the fancy hotels and restaurants that he frequents, they all know him by name. They know what his favorite food is on their menu. They all greet him as if he's some kind of royalty, and he really plays into this royalty narrative, this prince narrative. He's very good at keeping and maintaining his image and getting everyone to play along with his silly game. So his social proof is on point. He's also got bodyguards traipsing around with him, making him look like this well-protected don, like a real prize catch. And he's even got old flames who are now posing as his baby mamas, and coming along the game, playing it with him. Obviously, no doubt sharing a cut in the spoils. But it's very difficult to not get swept away into someone's story if everyone is holding him in such high esteem. This is what is called social proof. And this is, it's very easy to get swept away in this and feel in awe and admiration of this man, because people are so, subservient to him and so accommodating of him and so willing to bend to his every whim. So it's very hard not to follow suit if you are a feminine woman who wants the man to take the lead, and and everyone is showing him so much respect. I mean, how could you not possibly fall in line? So the fifth way that he plays them is by buying them off. Now, yes, it is very important for a man to spend on a woman, to invest in her, to make her feel special and get her lovely gifts, whatever she likes. Yes, this is known, this is nothing new, which is why he plays into this really well. And of course, having all the money that he has at his disposal, he takes from Joan and gives to Jane, and has this MLM pyramid scheme from hell, this Ponzi scheme that is running, where he takes from one and gives to the other, like Robin Hood, rob the rich and give the poor, except all of these women are poor and they're all taking out loans to help him date another woman. And so all of that, of course, a woman is going to feel spoiled. She's going to feel cherished. She's going to feel special. She's going to feel like, oh my God, he's buying me such expensive things. But the other and darker side of this coin is that when a man has plenty of money to play with, then spending on you does not make it that special. If all you have is money to give, then it can't be worth that much. But this is a subject for another video. He, of course, also sends women to do apartment hunting, building castles in the sky, letting them feel this future faking that he's going to be living with them. They have this great, grand new life looking, to look forward to ahead of them. And all of this makes them feel like, oh my God, this is coming together. It's like a Cinderella's dream come true. These women go apartment hunting and even put down offers. Of course, expecting that this money will come in for them to, pay the deposit for this flat or whatever the case may be. But this all solidifies in their mind. Every step that they take is an investment from their side of them, falling deeper and deeper in love with the lifestyle. And again, another video is going to be made about falling in love with the lifestyle and not the man. But you have to, of course, it's very difficult to get swept away. If you've never been treated by men to expensive things, if you've never been treated well, if you've never been spoiled, it is very easy to get swept away by all of this. And, I always recommend women spoiling themselves and treating themselves nicely first. So when a man comes to you with that, it's expected, and it's not going to throw you so far off what you normally treated, your normal treatment of men. But then again, I'm going to make other videos tackling all of these issues. Number 6, so I think we're on number 6, if I've lost count, please forgive me, is love bombing. Via text, via phone, via video call, he keeps on using words of endearment, sweetheart, my love, my wife, my this, I want to have your baby, want you to have my baby, kissy emojis, hearting emojis. So for women who are obviously, not very experienced in life, a bit naive, maybe a bit younger, even older women are getting played hook, line and sinker. And it's very sad to see, because they've not been treated well. And of course, if there's anything that you can come away with all of this is, expect more for yourself, and don't get thrown off by these sweet words. Sugar coated words are a dime a dozen and very cheap, and they cost absolutely nothing, and they are used to rile up a woman's feelings and make her feel something for men. And they know this. They know that women fall for words. So it's very important to build up some sort of defense, that you're not so easily wooed and not so easily swayed by mere words. Number 7 is having intimate relations very soon. Now, when a woman, of course, sleeps with a man very easily, there's tons of stuff I can say about this, but I'm just going to focus on the hormone oxytocin, which is the bonding hormone. And of course, this is something that will make a woman immediately almost fall in love or grow an attachment for a man. It's out of her control. It is something biological that Allah has created us with. And, unless you, of course, save yourself until marriage and do the right thing, if you do stuff like this, if you engage in sexual promiscuity very early on, or give yourself very early on to a guy, of course there's going to be people coming at me saying it's not always the case, and that's fine, you're the exception. I'm talking about the majority rule where women are being used for their bodies and being exploited because of this, because they get attached too soon, because of giving themselves up too soon, and of course oxytocin solidifying this bond, making them absolutely attached to this man so that they cannot think rationally, and they want to, of course, have a long-lasting and meaningful relationship with him. But for a man, this is completely the reverse. He does not at all share in this sentiment, because he has dopamine, not oxytocin, which causes him to be relaxed instead of bond to you. So take care, ladies, and not give it up too soon. I always maintain wait till marriage, but that is my personal advice. Of course, if you feel like it's too old-fashioned or you're not religious at all, then of course that's up to you. But I am speaking from as a Muslim woman and as someone who wants the best for women long term. I think we're at number 9, but the last and most important way that he exploits women is when it comes to the crunch. He knows that a woman in love will do anything to show that she cares for her man, will do anything to, you know, want to show that she's devoted to him, or be kind to him, or do nice things for him. And she really sincerely believes, after all of his flexing, that he really does have the money, and the shortage of money is not absolutely you know, anything. It's not possible that he's short of money. It's just that this little problem he's solving, and then that little problem leads to another little problem, and that's how he strung them along and got them reeled into his game. But of course, what's important is that these women, once they're in love, they're not thinking rationally. It's like a drug addict. They're overridden by oxytocin, endorphins, dopamine, and they want to just alleviate this guy's pain. They really empathize with him and feel sorry for him and want to help out and show that they're this loyal, loving wifey who will you know, be there for her husband through thick and thin, because they're hoping to obviously marry him. And then of course he keeps telling them, you know, this is for life. You are proving to me that you are wife material. You're proving to me that you are going to stick by me, and this is for life, and blah blah blah. This is all future faking. So anyway, that's my take on this Tinder swindler. And yeah, let me know in the comments down below if you agree, and if there's other things that you've noticed that he used in his playbook to play these women that I have not mentioned. Thank you for watching. Take care, subscribe, share this video, and stay safe.